Okay, so we're going to look at income tax. Okay, now when you get a job, when you're older, you have to pay tax. Okay, and that tax, the main tax is called income tax, and that will be taken from your pay automatically by your employer, and it gets passed on to the government. Okay, and the government use it then to pay for things like hospitals, schools, police, etc. Okay, so we're going to sort of try and understand now how tax is calculated based on your income. Okay, so to start with, this is explain the meaning of the following terms from the table above on a person's income. So the first term here, personal allowance. Okay, we're going to get used to this. So personal allowance, let's have a look here. It says the tax rate is 0% on everything up to £10,000. So what that is saying is you can earn up to £10,000 and you don't have to pay any income tax. Okay, that's what the sort of definition of that term, their personal allowance. In other words, I suppose the government are allowing you to earn a certain amount of money where you do not pay any tax at all. And the reason for that is because obviously everybody has essential costs. Okay, so they've got to pay for electricity, gas, you need to pay for your accommodation, etc., for food. So they make sure that everybody who's working there can have a certain amount of income which they can keep entirely, so they don't have to pay any tax on. Now it's important to remember as well that everybody benefits from this. Okay, so everybody has a personal allowance, okay, where they pay no tax. Okay, they pay no tax, and in the case of the table above, they pay no tax on their first £10,000 of earnings. Okay, now let's look at the basic rate. So the basic rate essentially then considers the tax that we start paying. So we start paying then 20% on our earnings then that go above £10,000. Okay, so as soon as you start earning more than that, then you start paying tax of 20% up to £40,000. Now it's really important to realise that the 20% is based on the amount that's above 10,000, okay, and up to 40,000. We don't touch this £10,000 here, the first £10,000 which you keep. Okay, so this is the first tax rate. Okay, so the tax rate of 20%, which applies to income between 10,000 and 40,000. Okay, now this is basically the 20% which most people will pay then, and then if you earn above, in this case then 40,000, excess means above 40,000, then you start paying the higher rate of 40% tax, okay, on your income. But it's important to remember that 40% is only applied to everything above the 40,000. Okay, every person, remember, has the personal allowance, so they're not paying any tax here. And then as soon as they start earning above 10,000, they'll pay 20% up to the 40,000. But then if they actually earn more than 40,000, everything above 40,000, they're paying 40% tax. So basically it's a 40% tax on everything earned above £40,000 from this table that we're looking at.